Handyman Wednesday. Ready? Hey guys, this is Handyman Wednesday with Don and Chris from Fairway, here today to talk about gutter cleaning. Just touch on gutter cleaning, but the aftermath of not having your gutters cleaned properly. We're going to talk a little bit about wood rot. We're seeing a lot of wood rot these days after the winter time, and a lot of it is because gutters aren't cleaned properly. But we want to tell you how to walk around your house a little bit and kind of try to identify potential wood rot. Mm-hmm. You want to go with that?
Yeah.
Or I'll do it if you want.
No, that sounds good. Okay. So, obviously, you've got an issue with if your gutters are overflowing, and you see that. But if they're full and they're not actually, you don't have a waterfall coming over, it can still affect the fascia board, the soffit, the eave behind it. It can go behind it, exactly. So if you take a walk around your house and you look up at the board behind the gutters or the eave underneath where you have your soffit board, might be vented, might not be. You want to look for things like paint bubbling, discoloration in the paint, or something that looks out of place, like maybe it looks like the paint's come off of something. If it's really bad, maybe it could go as far as there being a small hole, or usually if it's white paint and it's brown, you got an issue going on. So
it actually even shrinks the wood. If you start to look at it, you see, man, it looks like my wood is pulling in a little bit. When it starts to rot, it'll shrink in a little bit.
It starts to look to me kind of wavy, bubbly. It almost looks like the paint's holding it together, kind of, which is what happens sometimes. But if you start to look for those paint issues, or cracking, maybe peeling paint, then you can kind of catch it ahead of time. That's what you want to look for. You don't want to wait till there's a hole there. So
now that's the high section. Now down below, like on decks, if water comes down, hits your deck, splashes on your door jambs. The bottom of your jambs is a real common place. We find tons of wood rot there. And that's easy. You just go down to the bottom of your doors, the outside wood that you see. The piece facing you is kind of what we call brick molding. And then the jamb's the part that runs back inside your house.
Yeah.
Just take your finger and poke at it.
Sometimes you can see it, but even if not, you can kind of press on it, and you'll find a little soft spot.
It'll be soft.
And sometimes, you can catch that before it gets to the point of being totally rotted out. Patch it up and give yourself some more time before you have to do major work to the door. And that, I think, can happen all the way around the house if you have a house that's doesn't have a really tall foundation. Your corner boards, you'll see, especially if they're more of a man-made product, not a wood, like the hard boards and things like that, they'll start to swell. So if you see the bottom of a corner board, the corner trim on a corner of the house, looking like it used to be about that wide, and now it's about that thick.
Yeah.
It's taking on some water. It's splashing up. So bottom runs of siding, you'll see that happen. And you can look at the siding as you go around too. Like, especially if you have the old hardboard siding, a lot of people call it masonite. You'll see swelling starting.
Especially around somebody face nailed that siding, put a nail through it.
Yep.
You'll see a swell up around.
You just want to look for things that look out of the ordinary, right?
Right, and like anything, whether it's our health or whether it's our home or whatever, the sooner we can find something and the sooner we can go to fix it, the easier that job's going to be. It's not going to go away by itself. It's going to have to be repaired at some point in time.
And I think gutters are a good place to start to help avoid wood rot on the outside of your home. And for that matter, other things around underneath your home even. If the ground's getting constantly wet, maybe your gutters are spilling over, or the downspouts don't direct the water away, you can even start to get water penetrating into the crawl space, and that's never a good thing to have. You can have mold issues and things like that. So the gutters, they seem like something simple, and I know we've talked about it before, but it's an easy place to make sure you're starting to maintain your home kind of from the top down. So check those things out, especially with the rainy spring.
That's our tip for today.
Yep. So again,
pretty good one too, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, easy thing to try and keep track of, especially if you trees around your house. Keep an eye on them. So, again, Handyman Wednesdays. If you have any questions, anything you'd like a tip on or not sure about, send us an email. Give us a call here in the office, 919-388-2204, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot.